Hello and welcome to our channel What Does This Data Say? I am Ajay Prakash. Today we are exploring a question that cuts through cinema, politics, and psychology. The question is, why do so many people end up watching ideological films? Films that look like cinema but function more like campaigns. We are talking about the Files universe of Vivek Agnihotri, the Kashmir Files, the Kerala Story, the Bengal Files, and Vivek Oberoi's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We are also talking about the Taj Story produced by Suresh Jha. If you don't know who Suresh Jha is, well, he is a chartered accountant by profession in Darbhanga, Bihar, and has produced the film The Taj Story. Additionally, he has produced the film Modi Kaka Ka Gaon, focusing on India's development under Prime Minister Modi. Now, we'll break down the content of these films, the emotions they sold, and the money they made, and the larger story behind their success. I'll share a simple but crucial viewer warning. A film is not the truth, it's a story. A story written by someone, paid by someone, and acted by someone. It's a business with a clear objective of making money. So let's begin. The Kashmir Files. Released in 2022, it became a cultural storm. It tells the story of the 1990 exodus of Kashmiri Pandits from Kashmir, portrayed as victims of Islamist militants, and frames it as a genocide the world chose to forget. Budget around 15 to 20 crores, box office collection over 340 crore worldwide. It was a massive hit. Why did it explode? Because it did not just sell tickets, it sold emotion. It gave a section of viewers something they had been waiting for: validation, a feeling that our pain has finally been acknowledged. With political endorsements and social media amplification, it became more than a film. It became an event. People did not go to watch a story, they went to experience justice through cinema. For people who wish to understand the Kashmir issue of 1990, when Kashmiri Pandits were forced to leave their homeland, I would suggest two great readings. The book Curfewed Night by Basharat Peer, a well known Indian Kashmiri author. Basharat Peer is currently based in New York City and works as contributing editor for Ideas at Time magazine, a position he started in July 2025. He also continues to work as a freelance writer. He was also the screenplay writer of the film Heather, which is partly based on Hamlet and partly on Curfewed Night. For knowing the other side of the coin, the plight of Kashmiri Hindus, I recommend the book Our Moon Has Blood Clots by Rahul Pandita. Rahul Pandita is a journalist and author based in New Delhi. Both books are available on Amazon. I am not promoting any book. If you read both these books, the need to watch a film like the Kashmir Files just vanishes. Truth is written in books, not on screens. In 2023 came the Kerala Story, a tale of young women from Kerala allegedly lured, converted, and sent to join the ISIS. Its marketing channel claimed 32,000 women were victims, a number later debunked, but by then curiosity had already become profit. Opening small, it roared to a 303 crore worldwide collection, again without any stars, songs, or glamour. Why? Because a controversy is the best marketing budget. Every ban call, every debate, every protest only added fuel. It wasn't the film that sold, it was the fight over it. Viewers walked in thinking, this is what the mainstream media won't show us. They came out convinced they had seen the hidden truth. It was no longer entertainment, it was a mission. Fast forward to 2025, the Bengal Files. Same formula, communal history, Hindu victimhood, suppressed truth. But this time it failed. Budget 50 crores. The box office collections barely 26 crores so far. Why? Because by then the files format had lost novelty. The pattern was too obvious, and the emotional chord did not strike the same way. Even ideological audiences sensed fatigue. When every story claims to be the truth they hid from you, eventually it stops feeling special. People can spot repetition even in propaganda. Now rewind to 2019. Vivek Oberoi's PM Narendra Modi, a film made to glorify a sitting prime minister. But the box office said no. Only 22 crores earned in total. Why? Because this one preached instead of provoked. It offered devotion, not discovery. Audiences who flocked to the Kashmir Files for telling truth did not want a campaign film. When ideology turns into advertisement, cinema loses its magic. The latest in the ideological cinema wave is the Taj Story of 2025, a film that questions the origins of India's most iconic monument. It suggests that the Taj Mahal was not a mausoleum built by Shah Jahan for Mumtaz Mahal, but a converted temple once called the Tejo Mahalaya. The idea is not new. It's a decades old claim repeatedly dismissed by historians and courts. Yet the film repackages it for a new generation, presenting myth as revelation. With an opening of less than 1 crore and a first week total of nearly 10 crore, the Taj story has failed commercially but succeeded in keeping the cultural divisions alive. Once again, controversy became currency even when audiences did not buy tickets. So, why do people still line up for these films? It's simple. They hit emotions that logic cannot. First, identity validation. These films whisper, you were the victim, the system ignored you, now your truth is being told. That feels powerful, even redemptive. Second, controversy equals marketing. The more outrage, the more curiosity. When a film faces ban or political talk, it instantly becomes a must watch. Third, the hidden truth illusion. Audiences love the idea that they are finally seeing what others try to bury. It gives them moral superiority. I know something that you don't know. Fourth, community mobilization. Once social media influencers or local groups label a film as our cause, it becomes participation, not entertainment. And fifth, low cost, high return. No stars, small budgets, big profits, it's perfect economics. Sixth, political timing. These films thrive when identity politics speak. They don't reflect anxiety, they amplify it. In short, people are not watching cinema, they are watching confirmation of what they already believe. But yet, some films fail. Ideology alone doesn't guarantee success. Let's see why. First is repetition. When the us versus them pattern repeats, people tune out. Second is preachiness. If it feels like propaganda, not storytelling, audiences walk away. Third is weak emotional content. If the subject doesn't strike a nationwide chord, it stays local. And lastly, poor execution. A rushed script or weak performances can't survive on ideology alone. The bottom line, even propaganda needs craft. Now, a thought. Our film rating board focuses only on age and content, violence, sex, or language. But what about ideological persuasion? We could add a new label, I, for ideological content. I1 mild ideological framing, I2 strong ideological messaging, I3 propaganda level persuasion. So a film might say rated UA plus I2 for ideological content and community based narrative. This is not censorship, it's awareness. Just like a food label shows sugar content, a film label can show ideological content. Let the audience know what they are consuming emotionally and mentally. Now, before we conclude, a small but important message for every viewer. If you watch ideological films, watch them, don't absorb them. Don't get emotionally pulled into their narrative. A film is a film. It's a story written by a screenwriter, not a historian, not a judge, not a fact checker. Cinema simplifies complex realities. That's its job. But when emotion replaces evidence, we risk believing fiction as a fact. So here's the rule: enjoy it, analyze it, even debate it, but verify it before you believe it. If a movie claims to show the truth, cross check with official records, government data, or multiple sources. Don't let a camera script your conviction, because the moment emotion takes over reason, propaganda wins. So, what did we learn today? Films like the Kashmir Files and the Kerala Story became blockbusters not because of cinematic brilliance, but because they sold identity and outrage. The Bengal Files and PM Narendra Modi failed because they could not disguise agenda as art. And the Taj story is trying to modify the history of our nation and attacking one of the most prominent icons of the Indian nation. Together, these films show us one truth: ideology can sell like cinema, but it can't replace it. As viewers, our job is to see through the lens, not get trapped inside it. Because every frame has a motive, and understanding that motive is the first step towards media literacy. If you found this episode useful, hit subscribe and share it with someone who believes that every true story must be the truth. Comment below: have you watched any of these films? Did you feel moved, angered, or manipulated? And tell me, should India's film ratings include an I for ideology? Until then, stay curious, stay skeptical, and remember, not every frame that moves you is the truth. Thank you for watching. I'm Ajay Prakash. You will see me again in the next episode.